Popular topic, that is data science. Okay, so before going further, let me introduce myself, guys. I'm Pranjal Goel. I'm a technology expert and a business growth consultant. So I'm having around 15 years of experience. I'm running two companies, that is VKROL Solutions Private Limited, which is basically a software company which is providing services across the globe to different clients, providing end-to-end solutions to them. The second company we are running, or I'm running from last 2+ years, that is Tuteehub Solutions Private Limited. This webinar is hosted by that organization itself, right? So these are the two companies I'm running. Apart from that, let me share my presentation with you, and then I'll explain the things in a better way, in further details of it. Okay. So let me share the PPT with you so that you can align the things what I'm talking about. All right. So everybody is now ready for the weekend, right? So how's your weekdays? Is it exhaustive? Whatever things you want to achieve, are you able to achieve it, or you are still going on with the things to meet the targets? So, are you able to see my screen, guys? And are you able to listen to me, my voice? Just say yes. Type yes in the comment box if you are able to see my screen also, if you are able to hear me properly, those who are in the webinar or those who are on social network. Alright, that's great. Okay, fine. So, as I said that I'm having around 15 years of experience, guys. If you want to know more about me, what is my background, where all things I have worked with, what kind of clients I have worked with, what kind of feedback I am getting from my clients, you can always visit to my profile. That is, I am Pranjal Goel on LinkedIn. It will give you a complete, my complete professional picture to you, because I want to be transparent while speaking to you, right? Because transparency is the key nowadays for running any kind of business or services you are into the market, because it creates a trust factor, guys, right? And if the trust is in you, if you are transparent, the trust automatically builds towards what you are saying, what you are offering, whatever the things you are doing. But yes, you have to be like stick on what you have mentioned, all those things. because the professional world, in the professional worlds, everybody is now active online, right? So whatever the things you are presenting to them, make sure it is truthful, it is genuine. Then it will help them to build a trust with you, and whatever the offerings you'll be having, you'll surely get a good clientage and a good customer base for your businesses and services, and even for yourself, right? So, as I said that this is a little bit about me. For any kind of technology consulting services, any kind of technology solutions, you can connect me either LinkedIn or through my platforms, which I'm having through my companies, All Solutions and Tuteehub Solutions Private Limited. So I'll be surely going to help you in any of the technology related stuff, whether you want to build a system, okay, whether you want any kind of consultation of the technology, right? The main expertise I am having is web and mobile solutions. But yes, I am open for sharing my knowledge and experience in different fields also, which we are like discussing today as well. That is data science, right? So I'll be gaining the potential or momentum in that areas as well. So let's move to a little bit about the platform who is organizing this. You can say the webinars on a daily basis at 5:30 p.m. For you only, because we believe in sharing our knowledges, right, to everything with us or who are the part of our, you can say, community or organization, whoever it is. We want to share our experiences, our knowledge, and help them to like build the ecosystem or help them to build the technology solutions, help them to build the channel which they are not aware of. So we are surely there to help you guys, whether you are a tech guy or a non-tech guy. So we are there to help you. So let's move to the platform details, because this platform is basically built on three pillars, guys. So let me share the things with you, right? And what exactly this platform is all about. Let me share that, and then I'll discuss about the concept. So if you can see the Tuteehub platform, so basically it's a technology-driven platform for every student, professionals, and business owners. So as I said, that we wants to like build an ecosystem where all these different kinds of entities can connect with each other, can interact with each other, can sell their skills, can learn their skills, can buy uh, like the services from others. So it's a complete ecosystem for everyone, guys. So whether you are a student, whether you are a college, a corporate, a campus, or an institute, whoever you are lying into any of these entities, you can utilize this platform for in a different manners, right? For example, I'll explain it again in that thing. First, let me share the concepts in the pillar on which this Tuteehub platform works or build upon. That is learn, work, and earn. Right, guys? Why we have chosen these three concepts or these three pillars is because it is the need of every business, every you can say in anything on the things, then only you will get the growth, right? So that's why we have chosen these things. So when I'm talking about learn, right? So obviously, guys, like the things are moving very fast. Whether it talks, whether we talks about the life, whether we talks about the business, whether we talks about the changes that is happening. Like two months back, nobody has realized or even think of that we have to like go with this level of lockdown, or I don't know like how many months we have to be in the lockdown, right? So obviously the things are slowed down, but obviously the things are not stopped, right? So everybody is looking for different opportunities, different ways to do the things, and the best way to do the things is to come online, right? If you are not having your online presence, then obviously you have to think again as a business owner, as a professional, so that you can build your presence online and you can like move on the things with the power of technology. Because that is the need of the art, that is need of the every business. If you are missing something in terms of if the technology is not relating anywhere in your business or in your career, then obviously you are losing some good growth potential. Okay, so yes, I'm telling about the learn, right? why we have chosen the learn is because, as I said, that the things are moving fast. We have to keep on learning day by day, and then only will proceed with the things we have to do. For any kind of growth, you have to learn day by day, whatever it is. Whether it is a life learning, personal learning, professional learning, business learning, whatever kind of learning is that, you have to keep on learning, and you have to then work on those learnings, right? That's why we have chosen the second concept, that is work. So keep on learning, right? Then work on those learnings. That means you have to take actions on the learnings you have done, so that it will help you to do the things whatever you have learned, right? And the third concept is the earn, right? Everybody wants, or everybody is interested in earning something when they are done with their learning and they have worked on the things. They are looking for some kind of compensation, right? Obviously, the major part or the major thing that comes under the compensation is the money, right? Earning of money. But there are lots of other things also, like you can earn in terms of, you can say you have earned customers, you have earned build a customer base. So that is also a part of earning, because you have built it, you can say the value among them. So that is also earning stuff. Then maybe you have earned the respect for someone. So there are lots of things that is there. So these three main concepts or pillars are the whole soul of every person's life and business. That's why we have built up a platform based on these three concepts, that is learn, work, and earn. Right? So guys, keep on learning and work on your learnings so that you will grow, and then obviously whenever you work on your earnings or learnings, then obviously you will earn in many ways, right? So keep moving with the flow, because obviously there are lots of growth ahead. But yes, you have to adapt the latest trends and technologies which are running in the market, so that you and your business can grow to the next level, right? So these are the things or the concepts on which generally our platform is based on. So about let me tell you about more about the platform. You can visit on our platform, that is tuteehub.com. But let me tell you what this platform contains, or have information for everyone. So guys, basically this platform we talked about is an ecosystem, as I said earlier also, where we cater six different entities, right? We cater students also, we cater corporates, we cater campuses, we cater institutes, we cater consultants, we cater affiliates, those who wants to affiliate the product of others. So these are the six different, you can say, entities we have identified who can utilize this platform for their different services, products, usefulness, and we are offering many services on this platform, because obviously when you are connecting with people, so what they do generally, right? So we are coming up with different services, different learning services, different working services, and the potential of earning. So in our cloud platform, we have like learning materials for everyone, whether you are a student, if you are looking for, you can say, preparing for your exams, preparing for your, just a second guys. So if you hope it's audible now, right? Okay, so I was talking about that this platform will help you to utilize the services in very different ways. For corporates, we'll be having like if they are looking for talented people, they can utilize this platform, right? If they wants to look for, as I said, they wants to provide their services, they can publish their services on this platform. If they wants to share their knowledge, if you are an individual or a professional or a consultant, if you wants to share your knowledge with others through our learn section, then you can utilize this platform. So everybody has something to utilize for, and you can utilize this platform for your lifetime because the work will never ends, the learnings will never end, right? And the earnings also is required for everyone. So you can utilize this platform from once you are out from your you can say school, or even if you are in 12th or just passing out your school, you can utilize this platform at that time in exploring different colleges, offerings, and all. And you can utilize this till your professional career you want to retain. So you can utilize this platform in many ways, right? So this is about our Tuteehub platform. So let's move to today's topic, that is data science for businesses, right? Guys, like I hope you have heard of that every single day or every single second, a lot of data is being generated day by day, second by second, in many different ways, right? So let's say, example, if you are a business owner and if you are running a business, right? So you must be having an employees, you must be having the data related to your, you can say, inventory, you must be having the data related to your finance, you must be having the data related to the work your team is doing. So you have lots of data, you can say, within your organization, right? So, but what do you do with data, right? How this data will be helpful in like growing your business, and how this data will be helpful in giving you the insights of how you can utilize the data, what is the trend that can be there, what is the past, what is the future, what is the current trend that is there. So data science will help you to give the answers of all these questions, right? So if you can see data science, what exactly do we understand by data science is? Data science is basically a combination of, you can say, programming skills, right? It is a combination of algos. It is a combination of, you can say, different technologies and tools that will help you to process the data, right, and extract the meaningful information from that data, so that you can utilize that data, or you can utilize the output of whatever the processing is being done to get or to take the decisions for your businesses, right? So data science will help you to utilize, or will help you to, you can say, get the data in a particular format, which will be helpful, or which will be useful for you to decide what actions you have to take based on the data you have, right? Based on the output, or based on the processing of data you have. So you can take your business decisions, you can prepare your roadmaps, you can see what the future trend is all about, and what kind of actions you have to take to meet the things, right? You can see what kind of customer behaviors you are having. So you can utilize this data science concept or data science process for your business, whether you are small or a big, because it's a myth that this term or this data science is for the large organization. But that is not true, guys, because the data is being generated everywhere, right? And the best way, if we can utilize the data in a best possible way, then yes, whether we are a small business or whether we are a big organization, we can grow our business to the next level, right? So it is not a matter of that we should have a good amount of employees and a big business only. If even if you have a small business, if you are a 1 to 10 people business only, then also you can utilize the power of data science to help you to understand, to get the insights of the data and take the decisions so that you can grow along with yourself, along your business and your team also, right? So, in a simple layman term, as I said, that it's the extraction of a useful information or a meaningful information from a raw data, which can be an internal data also, like within the organization, whatever the data is being generated. It can be external data also. That means the data you are seeing. For example, you have competitors, right? Everybody, there is a competition everywhere. So you can utilize the data science part by analyzing the external data also. External data in terms of what competitor is doing, how the things are growing, how the market is growing. So you can analyze those things with the help of data science also. So it will help you to get these insights and taking or bringing you in a position to decide what you have to do next, irrespective of whether you are a technical person or non-technical person. Doesn't matter that, right? So you just have to utilize the right tools and technologies for processing that level of information, which will give you a better understanding of the data that is like generating every single second. All right. So this is a simple definition of data science. Let's move further. Okay. So like if I'm a small company, how it is useful for me, right? What are the things I can do with this, or how can you utilize this power of data science? So, as I said, guys, it's not for the larger companies. Small companies have, you can say, competitive advantage over the largest companies. How? I'll tell you. You can see that small companies are agile, right? More agile. So, what does this mean, right? So, let me tell you, guys. Nowadays, obviously, young guns are coming for doing the businesses, right? They are opening their startups, they are running their ventures, and they are the one who is looking to do the business in a different way, right? They don't want to go with the traditional approach, which is already there for the large businesses or organization. They always look for smart solutions, right? So they are flexible enough. They are, you can say, the outbox thinker because they are not going with the traditional flow. They are like wants to do the business in a different way, right? Which will help them to get the results in a better way. So that's why they are more agile. They are more, you can say, flexible enough that they can take on or adapt different technologies in a much faster way, so that they can grow in a better way or with a clear defined path, right? So that's why I have mentioned that what is the advantage, that the first one is more agile, right? Because they are flexible, they are doing the things on a faster pace, whether they are failing, whether they are I hope you are audible. I'm audible now. Can you check it again? Am I audible? If I'm audible, just say yes. I suppose I'm audible now. That's great, Rahul. Thanks for letting me know. So we are where we are. Basically, we are that in the way that it's for the small organization. How small organization can take a better advantage with the help of data sciences. That like before, if they are starting up only, right? So they can build their approach, a data-driven approach only. Why or how it will be helpful for them? Because they are not going with the instinct, which generally the traditional ways of doing business, they are going with the instinct, they are going with their old experiences. Whereas the market nowadays are moving very fast, the things are like changing very rapidly, right? So if we are adopting this data-driven, you can say approach in our businesses, then it will give us a clear picture of what is the trend, what is the past history of the business, the same business which I'm doing. It will give you the current scenario also, and it will give you the trend that is coming based on the analysis or processing of the data that is being done. Right? So, if we, as a small business or as a startup, if we take on this data-driven approach, then obviously it is based on the facts, right? It's not based on you can say something else. It is based on the fact of the data which will be there or process we are processing, right? So it will give us a better understanding. It will give us you can say better clarity in taking the decisions because it is based on the you can say it is not based on the instinct or it is not based on the experience only. It is based on the data, which will give you a proper insight of the things, right? So it has the small companies has the advantage in adapting the things from the very beginning. So that's why they are having you can say can take the advantage. The third thing is obviously don't need a data scientist team, right? Guys, obviously data science, as I said, is a very useful approach or concept when we are utilizing it. But the persons who are like doing these things, which we generally call as data scientists, these guys are very much expensive guys, right? Because they are the one who will be like processing all these data and based on the data or the output, if you are taking the decisions for your business. So you can think of that what is the role and the responsibilities of that particular person, which we call as data scientists. So these are generally coming up with a very high salary, right? And small companies are not able to adopt or you can say hire these things. But yes, with the advancement of technology, guys, right? There are lots of things we can utilize and we don't even require a data scientist. We just have to put a little bit of our, you can say, learnings, utilize the use of right tools and technologies, and we can also, you can say, utilize the power of data science by using these things. So we do not require a data scientist, right, which will be a very costly affair for the small businesses, which is obviously the finances are the very, you can say, precious thing, especially for the small organization or the organization which are facing a crunch or which are just starting up, so they don't want to spend uh, very much on hiring that level of you can say guy. So they can utilize the right tools of data science. I'll explain some small tools available which are free of cost, which you can utilize and adapt, and you can take help from someone who are like having the knowledge of analytics and all that stuff. They will surely guide you and they will help you to understand the things. So you don't have to be a very. It's not a very much expensive you can say affair for small businesses if they are using the right tools and technologies. Okay, and just obviously we have to put our knowledge and learnings as well. Then only it will give us a good insight, right? So these are the three you can say advantages that can be driven by the small organization. That being a flexible, being adaptable, do the things faster in a much faster data-driven, following the data-driven approach. Do not require the expensive persons to be hired. They can simply utilize the right tools and they can process the things. So this is how the small businesses can take the advantage of this and can grow their business to the next level by taking the right decision, and that too is a data-driven decision, right? Not based on the traditional approach, right? So I hope being a small business owner, if you are starting up or if you are already running the company, just implement these things or try to utilize the power of data science in getting the extract or in getting the useful information for your businesses, and then work on all those actions so that you can grow to the next level, right? So this is how the small companies can utilize or approach on the things for the data science basically. Okay, so basically how useful, or I'm just discussing some you can say industry or case studies over here, like which all sectors can utilize this thing and how in a better way, or how they are utilizing it. So I'll be discussing that thing over here. So I have taken up 4 sectors, right? The first one is manufacturing industry, then retail industry, then financial services industry, and the travel industry. So these are the sectors I have taken where the data science power can be already the persons or the businesses are doing the things or utilizing it. So I'll be just explaining you so that it will give you a picture that how you can utilize its power in your business, whatever the industry you are into. If you are on some different industry, then also you can just think over it. You can discuss with us also, and we'll surely going to help you, like how you can utilize the data, right? So the first industry we have taken is the manufacturing industry, right? So guys, let's say you are into automobile industry, or maybe you are utilizing it in some way or the other, right? So how this data science will help you is that, for example, you are building up some material or some car, right? And you always wants to be interested in that whatever the parts you are making, whatever the sensors you are introducing within that particular you can say car, what is the life of that particular you can say sensor, right? So data science will help you to get the insight on the same, right? Because it will help you to offer different solutions to your customer, different offers that like if you are going for you can say purchase of any car, right? Nowadays what happens is they will be offering you different EMIs, right? They will be offering you, let's say, after X amount of years, you can pay the rest of the amount. So they are giving you all those offers. So how they are generally giving it to you? Because they are utilizing the power of technology, power of data science in understanding the things in terms of that how long the you can say the life of their materials that is being added in your you can say car will take. What is the you can say life of those raw materials or those parts which we have introduced in our system. It will give them the insight, right? And based on that insight, they are taking the decisions that do we need to offer these things or not. That is the very first you can say example that it will give them the insight. The second thing is that it will help them to manage their inventory, right? It will help them to manage their spaces also. How? Because if you have a real-time data, if you have a correct data on time, that whether the raw material is going to be over or not, what is the you can say purchase of that particular raw material that is there in the market? What is the you can say supply or demand of that particular product or services which we are giving? So it will give them the insight so that they can like prepare for that particular demand of the users, right? So it will help them to build the inventory in advance. It will help them to forecast the things in advance based on the predictive analysis with the help of data science, which we like extracting that particular information from the data they are collecting from various resources, right? That is the second way they are utilizing it. Sorry. And the third way is obviously the space management, the floor space, like how much space they require for having like this amount, storing this amount of product or services or whatever the things they are selling, right? So they can utilize, they can think over those things based on the demand. For example, like the current demand is, let's say, 10 cars per month, let's say 10 cars per day, right? So based on the demand and the data they are collecting, they can predict that maybe in the coming month they'll be requiring you can say 100 cars per day. right? So how they have to manage it, they can utilize these predictions, these like you can say information, so that they can arrange or they can like prepare that level of space, so that they will not be, you can say, shortage of the things based on when the demand is high. So this will help them to make many business decisions for their industry, right? The second industry we are taking is the retail industry. So, guys, you are aware of that retail industry is directly dealing with the customer, right? And it is very much important for them to understand the customer behavior, the customer demand, the customer, you can say, priority, and all those things. Then only they can, you can say, they can survive or they can grow when they are meeting the demands of their customer based on whatever the behavior they are having, what all things they are purchasing, what feedback they are giving for that particular service, right? So all these informations can be captured in, you can say, from various sources. It will help you to decide what are offerings you have to do. For example, let's say nowadays, as everything's are coming online, right? Being a offline business owner, it is really difficult for you to like grow or to survive even, right? So you what you can do is, because you are directly dealing with the customer, so how you can like sustain or build or increase your business in this situation by coming online, right? Then understanding what all trends are there, what all things generally customer are purchasing. So let's say if you are a shop owner, right, you can see if you are a grocery, because nowadays groceries are the only thing that is selling in a proper way, right? So if you are your business is of grocery, then obviously you can do the you can say promote your grocery information or grocery services online, so that it can be reached to the particular customer, right? And you can also see what are the things that is very much demanding, so that you can purchase those things from your vendors and can have those things in place, so that it can be sold and you can generate the revenue. So the customer behavior as a retailer, it is very much essential for you to understand that you can say the demand and the supply, right, and the behavior of the customer. Because then only you can, if you can understand it better, then only you can take the decisions, so that you can utilize these information in a better way, and you can take on the things or add on the things which is very much in demand if you are let's say particular, depending upon the business you are into, and can take on the decisions and can help to generate the revenues for your business, right? So retail industry can utilize it in these ways to understand behavior, to understand the demand and supply for the consumer directly, because they are the one. That's why the consumer behavior I'm talking about, because they are directly dealing with the users. The third industry is the financial service industry, right? So let's take an example of banks, or let's take an example of financial institutions. So what do you think? Generally, how do they operate, or how do they give loans to anyone, right? Because I hope everybody has taken loan, or if you have not taken, then obviously you are looking for taking loan. Then how the financial industries will understand or will give you the loan, and based on what are factors or what are parameters they take the decisions that you are the right person to whom they have to give the loan. That is based on various data they have collected from various organizations. For example, I'm talking about if you are going for a loan, right? So what do you think? What all parameters generally take? They will check your credibility, right? For example, let's say you have a credit card with you, you are like purchasing things regularly, you are paying the things, what is your salary, and all that stuff. So there are a number of parameters, financial parameters they generally check, right? And then based on that parameters and the processing on those parameters, they are like getting all the information about you, whether you are a relevant person or whether you will pay regularly the EMIs if you take the loan, what is your financial situations currently, and what can be it in future. So they will analyze all those things with the power of data science, and then only they decide whether you are the correct person or you are the relevant person to whom they will borrow the money or not, right? So financial sector, or even they can offer you based on your you can say transactions you are doing online, offline, they can have those information with them. So they can offer you something good. For example, let me take an example of I'll be doing lots of online, you can say shopping, right? Every users are now doing these things. So based on the things, maybe what they can do is they can offer you that if you will do online shopping today itself, then we'll be giving you 10% off in offers if you are utilizing our credit card, right? So even I guess you guys are receiving messages also for different offers. So why they are sending, how they are sending. So they are basically utilizing all these data which they are collecting from various sources that is available online or with the banks or with because they have the authority. Being a financial institutions, they have the authority to check your credit reports and all that stuff. So based on those, they are sending you messages. They are not just sending messages to everyone. For a particular set of people who are there, you can say customer or client, who can be their customer and client. So they are utilizing the data science power in that way in their sector. Right. The fourth one is the travel industry. So nowadays, obviously, the traveling is being stopped across the globe, right? But how the travel industry is utilizing or utilize the things is they are checking your travel histories, right? For example, I'll be going on a regular basis from Delhi to Bangalore, right? So what they can do is they'll based on these things, what they'll do is they'll offer me if you will go with this flight from Delhi to Bangalore, we'll be giving you 10% off, right? So they are capturing all those information about me, my travel history, and based on those data, and they are processing all those data, and based on those data, they are giving me different offers so that the quantity can be increased, the transactions can be done, and they will get some revenue generated for their business. So obviously, all these things in terms, if I'm talking about these, all these things are doing in an automated way. Obviously, many technologies are being used. You can say AI is being used, ML is being used, the data processing technologies are being used, data visualizing technologies are being used. Many intelligent algorithms are being used. So there are lots of systems, you can say tools and technologies being integrated. Then only they'll be getting these kinds of information or insights, which will help you to build or make your business decisions, right? So these are the four industries I have given examples. But if you are into any industry, you can think of how the data can be utilized for your business. For example, you have to retain or you have to like get the customer. So generally, let's take an example of marketing, basically, right? Every business requires marketing to get the customer, or especially if I'm talking about in the online space, you'll be requiring a leads for your businesses, right? So how generally, what do you think? How you get those leads? Just by putting the ad on the Facebook, or by putting the ad on the social networks, or just by building, you can say, the website, you'll not get the things, right? Because they needs to be integrated or connected. So whatever the actions or whatever the things or behaviors the user is doing, it can be captured. And then based on those information, you'll be taking the action to get those customers, right? So obviously, guys, as I said, that first and the very first more important thing nowadays, or you can say most important asset nowadays, is the data. And then how you utilize the data using different technologies that is available, especially the data science I'm talking about. How you are utilizing or processing the data with the help of data science to get the best insights, and then how you are taking the decision based on those insights so that you can grow your business to the next level. This is how the things works in every industry, in every business, and it will work like this going forward also, because the things are driven from the data itself. So start collecting the data, organize those data, whether if it is not organized, so organize that data, process those data, and then get the data in a best possible way. So it will help you to decide the things or take the actions accordingly. Right? Okay. So yeah. Now, as I said, that small businesses do not require a big infrastructure, right? Because they cannot compete obviously with a big organization, but they have their own advantage, competitive advantage from the organization in terms of being their agility, right? Being adapted to data-driven, you can say business, right? These are the things they can do. They can utilize the tools that are available in the market, the right tools. So these are the some free tools I have mentioned. The last one is obviously the paid one, but these are the general tools that is already available, which will just you can say you can start with the analytics part of it. The first tool that is Google Analytics. So guys, if you already have a online presence, if you already like running a small business and you have just built up your site, so you can utilize Google Analytics to understand what kind of users you are getting, from where you are getting. So you can analyze those things by introducing or by embedding some code that is like given by the, you can say, service provider Google, and then you can see on the dashboard what all things are happening on your website if you are like embedding that code. So this is one of the like best free tool as of now available for the analysis of your data, right? Then the most traditional tool you can utilize, which is now gaining the traction in data science, is the MX Excel, because there are lots of, you can say, advanced stuff which you can do in MX Excel in terms of, you can say, building the graph, the pie charts based on the data you are collecting, and then the trend, what the trend can be. So you can utilize it in because I guess these are easily available. Everybody has you can say Excel in that sheet, so they can just apply some kind of macro, some kind of formulas to get some kind of information. So obviously this is also a free tool, you can say. The third one is the value. So basically this is a data visualization you can say tool, in which there are lots of queries that you can run on the database you're having, and it will give you you can say an interactive dashboard by processing all those information from the database, and can present it in a dashboard in an interactive way where you can just perform some kind of actions to see the behavior of the data, right? So this is one of the tool which is available. You can utilize this. Then the fourth one is Crazy Egg. It's a paid tool, but you can utilize the free trial version to understand what it is. What exactly this tool will help you is to understand the user behavior, right? They'll capture the, you can say, the screenshots, the reports, and they'll just like utilize all those screenshots or reports, and can present you a proper user behavior channel from where the users are coming, what all things they have seen, how they are performing, what all areas they have gone, what is the navigation. So lots of things they will help you to capture and give you a proper you can say user behavior understanding, which will be very much helpful for you to take the decisions whether this is the potential customer for you or not. So guys, these are some of the tools. Obviously there are lots of tools. It varies like depending upon the level of data you are processing, right? If you are a big organization, so obviously these tools are not for you. But if you are a small, very small organization, maybe 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 people organization, or even the individual also running a small shop or business, then you can utilize these things. But if you have a like, just a second, guys. Yeah, but if you have a like proper team, then obviously I would recommend to go with the paid tools that is available in the market. Right? Or you can take our helps in setting up the things also for you, especially if you are looking for automating your customer capturing channel. Right? It will surely help you in that. And if you are looking for any kind of systems development, we'll surely help in that way also. Right? So these are some of the tools I have explained. So I hope guys you have got a good insight of data science, how it will be useful for your small or big business, because it's not for any particular category or type of businesses or level of organization. It's for everyone, because everything is now driven from data only, and we have to like adapt those methodologies and utilize the power of data science so that we can take the decisions for our business and go to the next level. Right now, what next we have? So tell me, understand what exactly do we mean by data science, right? How or what all industries are utilizing it in which way. So and how it will be helpful for your businesses also. And if you are a student, obviously, guys, you can take on this technology and can build your career also. You can utilize or hands-on on any one of the technology which is associated with data science, whether it is a you can say, if I'm talking about the intelligent algorithms or the latest technology, obviously there are AI, ML, right? These are the technologies you can work on. Then if you are into more into the programming, obviously the Python and lots of other things are there which can be utilized over here. If you are not very much sound in, you can say, the programming stuff, you can utilize the analytic tools that is available. You can gain the hands-on on these technologies or tools available, and you can work on processing the data for the customer or for your businesses also, right? So, what you have to do next? So, you have to do what the next step you have to do is start or incorporate the data-driven approach for your businesses so that you will get a good clientage, right? So you can retain the clientage, you can build your business decisions or take on business decisions, right? Or for all these things, guys, you have to be present online, right? You have to be present online, then only you can utilize it in a better way, or you have to use the technology part. If you are offline and you are not still online or using the technology for your business, then obviously you are, you can say, losing the potential customer, you losing the, you can say, potential services or exposure in this market, which is there, which is very much required if you have to grow your business. So, guys, these are some of the exclusive services as a part of Tuteehub we generally give to our associates, to our customers, to our, you can say, those who wants to grow their businesses with us. So these are some of the services. Career development services, obviously when we talk about career development services, it is related to the students or the professionals who are like building their career, who wants to grow in their career. So these are the services for them. You can go to our platform, you can see the services which we are offering. The second services which is basically the business development services, in which generally we categorize these, in two different stuff. The first one is building your automated and integrated systems, right? As I said, you have to be present online. So obviously, this is one of the things. For example, if you have to sell the things online, you have to build an e-commerce system. Then you want to implement your online strategy. You want to like automate the processes in your business, whether it is a, you can say, financial process, whether it is a team management process, whether you want to build a system for serving others. So we are there to help you with our development team, which will be very much, you can say, which are expert in building the systems, right? So they will help you to build the systems in a way that it can be helpful for you to grow further. Then the second category of the business development we generally talks about is the marketing and the branding services, which generally is very much required nowadays, right? The leads you require for businesses. So obviously, for every business, you require a customer, and for getting the customers, you require a channel through which you can get the customer. So our team are there to help you to build those channels, to build those systems, so that you can grow your business to the next level. And there is no shortage of the customers for you. So these are some of the areas. If you are looking for exclusive services from Tuteehub, rest our main motive is to share our knowledge, to spread awareness for you, so that you can take on the decisions which will be helpful for your careers also, for your businesses also, and we all will grow in our life and business, right? That's all for today for the data science and about Tuteehub. I hope you get some good clarity on the approach you have to follow or take for your businesses, and surely it will helpful for you to grow, right? So thanks for your time, guys, for connecting with me this evening. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good, safe weekend. Bye.